So the cooler times of the year is when you can really make use out of your strong, powerful beast mode scents, right? Talking fall and winter, that's when you can really use those. However, you do have some options for the summertime as well, because kind of the known thing is that a lot of summer scents may not perform that good. A lot of them are fresher, they're lighter, they're more airy, and you just don't get that same type of powerful, impactful performance like you do in some of your favorite winter scents. And so today I've compiled a list of 8 summer fragrances that do kind of bring back some of that overpowering wearing experience. I definitely think these have a time and a place for summer. We'll kind of go through each one and I'll tell you the situations that I think it's best suited for in the warmer times of the year. And I'll drop links to these down below as well if you want to grab any of these for yourself. Shop through discounters. You can save a lot of money that way. Highly recommend it. That's where I shop 99% of the time, unless I'm buying a brand new release at retail to share with you guys. Alrighty, we're going to get it kicked off with Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau Le Parfum. It's coconut, pineapple, tonka bean. It's going to be a sweeter summer scent. I actually went ahead and did a full review on this one recently just to get it out there because I didn't cover this when it first came out, and I feel like it just kind of deserved some attention here one-on-one on the channel. So you can go check that out if you want some more in-depth information. But to run through it really quickly, it's a coconut scent. Has a little bit more of a tropical sweet smell to it, and this is going to be more suitable for those summer evenings, date nights, and things like that, just when it does cool off a little bit. Really, when the sun goes down, it is a lot easier to pull off a bunch of different things. Even if it's still, 80 degrees or something outside, just when the sun isn't beating down on you anymore, and especially if it isn't too awfully humid, you can get away with a lot more than you might think if you are a little bit adventurous and you kind of are not afraid to just do what everyone else says you should do, which is only wear summer citrusy scents, right? If you kind of get past all that and experiment and try things on your own, you'll realize there's a whole nother world out there of things you can pull off in the summer. And this is one of them. It's, a tropical smelling scent for sure, just sweeter. And so you do want to kind of, tailor that to whatever preferences you may have. Now, this one does have great performance, and that's a big bonus. It's an eau de parfum intense concentration, I do believe. An EDP intense. So you get a kind of good mixture of both great longevity and also some pretty substantial projection as well. The main downside to this one is that people like it a lot. That may not sound like a downside. Well, in terms of mass appeal, that is a big positive. But in terms of getting your hands on this one below retail, it's tough. If you hit the first link down below and sign up to my mailing list and also send a text to the number down below, you will be opted into both of my email and text notification lists. And anytime something rare, hard to find, discontinued comes into stock like this one, which isn't discontinued, but it is often sold out on discounters, I send out a notification just for you guys. I also notify you of any big sales that are ongoing and things like that, so you will be the first to know about anything important when it comes to picking up a rare scent or getting a good deal. Next up, we will go with DIOR Homme Sport 2021. So in the past, a DHS would have never made it in a video like this. All of them, and it's going as far back as 2008, 2012, 2017 version, all of those have performed okay, but this one really kind of outshines all of the others in that category. It's got lemon, bergamot, woody notes, and aldehydes in here. It is by far the most sophisticated sport scent that I have ever smelled. And so, obviously, it is the most sophisticated DIOR Homme Sport version, in my opinion. And it's also the strongest one. And this, again, kind of maybe goes against the grain a little bit with what you might typically expect from a sport fragrance. This one does have a little bit more depth, more woody undertones going on. It's not just fresh and that's it. There's a pretty good amount of substance behind this one. There's a little elemi note in there, which kind of gives it a unique kind of foresty, woody, semi-sweet type of smell. It's very unique from opening to dry down. I still do think it's well suited for summertime, especially if you're indoors, going to work, school, whatever. You want something a little bit more well received in terms of being taken seriously. This does have more of a professional smell to it. And also it has great performance, like I had already mentioned. This stuff is incredible all around. This is a solid release from DIOR. Now this next one is expensive, so if you have deeper pockets, you want to treat yourself to something nice, maybe it's a special occasion, birthday, wedding, whatever, you just want to get yourself something nice or whatever it may be, and you want it to be something that you can wear in the summertime and have completely absurd performance, then this is an option for you. From ROJA Parfums, it's Burlington 1819. So yeah, this one, you know, it's one of their higher end, more exclusive kind of scents basically, and part of that is because it's in one of these big 100 mils, so that adds to the price as well, and it all around is something that does have more presence compared to a lot of the other ROJA bottles for sure. It's got grapefruit, mint, lime, bitter orange, and even a little bit of rum further on in the dry down, giving it a little bit of a boozy sweet kick. But this one smells awesome, especially off the top. That lime note is so realistic. You get it right away and it is impressive. All of the other citrus works really well together. It smells really crisp, really refreshing, very bright. And there's many more notes than what I listed off. I mean, go look online. There is a ton of them. Those are kind of some of the main ones. And it smells really nice, very luxurious, very upscale, very classy. Now, they did give this one to me. They sent it over for free quite a while ago, probably around the time it came out. I haven't given it a whole lot of coverage. I've had it, again, for a while, but it's one of those deals where it's hard to fit into videos because it is expensive, but this one has, by far out of this selection, the best performance. It is incredibly strong. You might not expect it. It might be a little bit unassuming, but it goes crazy. I mean, it will outlast you for sure. Amazing strong scent. Next up, we have Acqua di Gio ABSOLU by Giorgio Armani. Had to cover it up because this is one of those bottles you can see through and it distorts my face and looks scary. So this one, they really don't give us a whole lot to work with for the note breakdown. They give us C notes, they give us woody notes, some tonka bean, a little bit of amberwood. They're just kind of vague with some of their selections. Doesn't matter a whole lot. You kind of get a general idea. There's some citrus as well. It's kind of a sweeter, more bubblegummy style of summer scent. But one thing that's nice about that is kind of consistently you get good performance from things like this. And there's a pretty good heavy dose of an aromatic mid as well, like a lavender, geranium, sage type of deal going on that kind of smells a little bit like Invictus Aqua. And that was kind of this one's claim to fame, or maybe something that also worked against it, because when it first came out, people started checking it out. You notice that similarity right away, especially because at the time this was released, Invictus Aqua was hot. It's discontinued now and people have since moved on pretty much, but at that time, that was all the rage for summer, and so they dropped this one to kind of ride in on that, and so because of that, it was kind of a love-or-hate scenario. Invictus Aqua is long gone. You can get Rasasi Howis, which is one of my favorites, and you can also get this one as well. Great performance, great compliment getter, very versatile. Let's keep it moving with Polo Blue Parfum. Not Polo Deep Blue Parfum, Polo Blue Parfum. There is a considerable difference. This one's got oak, orange, sage, olibanum, some pink pepper. Might not sound like your typical summer scent, but it is still following that Polo Blue DNA. And it does have a refreshing, clean, out of the shower type of wearing experience, just with a little bit more depth, complexity, and richness, making it more unique and more interesting overall. I much prefer the wearing experience of this over some of the previous flankers. And again, when it comes to this compared to Polo Deep Blue Parfum, the Deep Blue version is focusing a lot more on the ambroxan, and there's some mango in there to give it more of a modern blue fragrance smell. Like that's going after the Sauvage Dylan Blue type of deal with the ambroxan. This is still going after classic Polo Blue, which has been out for ages, just kind of brought back to life, a little bit more modern, and again, more interesting. It is a true parfum, and it does have great performance. We're gonna go with the clone up next. This is one of the very many Creed Aventus clones. Now, I've always gotten great performance out of Aventus. I have so many bottles, you guys. People who know and who have been around long enough would know this. People who are new, you might not know, but I love Aventus. I have for years. I have a pretty substantial collection of a bunch of different batches ranging all the way back from 2016. So I don't have anything super crazy old or vintage, but I've got some 2016s, 17s, and pretty much from then on, I've bought a new bottle every year just to see how it changes. And I've kind of done videos periodically updating you on that as well. But anyway, I really, at this point, have a harder time placing Aventus itself in lists because of the price and because of the fact that I think kind of like Sauvage, people are absolutely sick of it. The clones probably aren't much better, but they are cheaper. And so I kind of wanted to go with ARAMAIN, L'Aventure, and Tense, which is one of the strongest Aventus clones in my collection, at least when we're talking typical clone price. Not really necessarily comparing it to the myriad of Parfum's vintage Aventus clones, which again, there are legitimately 20 plus different versions, more maybe. Maybe some aren't being made anymore, but collectively, there's probably have to be, what, 20, 30 different versions or something crazy, all from one brand. They're all expensive too, all over $100. They've sent so many of them to me for free, and they all are really good. But again, when we're talking price point, this is around $35 to $40, and it is very strong and gets you very close to Aventus. Okay, Tom Ford Costa Azzurra Parfum. Now, if you want something unique and ultimately one of the more unique marine scents on the market, this is going to be it right here. Now, this one's got driftwood, lemon, cypress, and oak. Officially, actually, that first note, driftwood, they don't have it listed. Now, they have it in the private blend version, and of course, they have it in the, Costa Azzurra bottle that looks like this, but isn't the Parfum. They have it in those two. They didn't include it here. I do still pick up on it, and I've talked about this driftwood accord before. It's what makes the Costa Azzurra scent so iconic. It makes it stand out. And when you have smelled that note and then you see it listed in other scents, you can pretty easily tell if they're actually using it or if it's just some fake note, because it's very distinct. And the best way I've been able to describe it is it's kind of a soft, musky, woody, and slightly sweet accord. That's different than your sandalwoods and cedar woods and musks and everything. It's different than all of those. It's just kind of an interesting combination of a bunch of different stuff. And I still get it in here. And so it does give it a much more mature and classy, rich and refined type of smell. Most marine and aquatic scents are quite the opposite. Pretty playful, stripped back, easygoing, and maybe kind of vacation smelling. This one smells like you're getting dressed up, throwing on a suit and tie or something of higher attire, and you're going out. That's kind of what this one has, and it has great performance. This last one is like $35 to $40, kind of going in the opposite direction. Talked about it quite a bit. Low Dissy Pour Homme Intense by ISSEY MIYAKE, by far much better than the original, and one of the better summer flankers. So it's got incense, yuzu, papyrus. There's some other woods, some other citruses, fruits going on, but that's kind of the main bulk of what you get. The yuzu accord is no surprise. That is what makes up the whole aura of the original. But they're adding in some incense and papyrus, giving it a smoky, kind of spicy kick, which I really like. And it does make this one a little bit more of a unique wearing experience compared to a lot of other citrusy, fresh scents out there available. And it also has impressive performance. Again, at this price point, you might not expect it to, but get this one on, you will be surprised. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. 8 super powerful summertime scents where if that's what you're after first and foremost, and you're kind of craving some of those strong performing type of scents that you might wear in fall and winter time, these will tide you over. Again, these don't smell like winter scents, obviously, but they do give you that same type of performance that you might get from some of your favorite cooler weather scents. If you want to stand out, if you want to make a statement, if you want people to smell you, these 8 are going to do it for you. Bunch of different price points and budgets and styles to choose from, so hopefully this helps you out. Again, use those links down below, get them at the lowest prices possible, and for some of the stuff that's harder to find, or if you just want to be in the loop all the time of anything, fragrance, deal, related, wise, get on the mailing list, get on the texting list. It's easy to do. Hit the link, put in your email, you're on that. Send any text to the number down below, you're signed up. You'll get notifications delivered straight to your home screen on your phone. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.